Knock, knock.
Who's there?
Historical quickies. Duh. It's another episode.
Oh my God.
Hi, I'm Hunter.
Hi, I'm Alex. And I was terrified. You never know where that's going to go with you. I mean,
to change things up.
Okay,
we got another fun one. But first, I'll be right back. I record.
what in God's name is happening back there? Kenny. Oh, Jesus Christ.
For those of you listening, Hunter just ran back in the room and changed into some football clothing, specifically the Pittsburgh Steelers. Zinga. Guess what this episode's about?
Hell.
I mean, yeah, some people's hell. Some people call it heaven. Some people call it the best day of the week. You named it. We're going to go over football.
Keep the thing away from where I swear I'll burn it.
If you don't know, I'm a Raven.
Ha, 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 ha. You are not allowed to cut that out. You are not allowed to cut that out. You cut that out, I'm going to tell everybody on YouTube that you cut that out. Go again.
If
Go ahead, rewind. Go ahead, try again.
If you don't know, I'm a Steelers fan,
And I'm a Ravens fan.
which makes for a perfect marriage.
Well, it's football season really fun.
We're going to go into some fun questions about football.
Okay.
Because somehow we made this game super popular here in the United States. Now we're expanding across the world. Be careful out there. And I just had curiosities. Where did these things come about?
Okay.
Why did we do these things? And then we have some more fun trivia at the end for you. Now I've caught my breath from laughing so hard. Multiple choice. You'll
Okay.
get 3 to 4 options.
Okay.
I will give you multiple choice on all of these.
Got it.
So we got chances here. Question number 1.
Okay.
Since the dawn of time. When was the first game of football played? Was it A, 1869 at Princeton University? B, 1492 when Columbus sailed the ocean blue and touched down in America? C, 1776 after signing the Declaration of Independence?
Hey.
Boom! Man,
Thank you. Thank you for making it easy. I appreciate it.
1869 College Avenue, New Brunswick, New Jersey. The first game was played between Rutgers University and the College of New Jersey, now known as Princeton.
Okay.
Know that either.
Didn't know that. Yeah.
There were 25 players on the field for both teams, and the rules are based off the London Football Association, soccer, which did not allow players to either pick up or throw the ball. The
Right.
game resembled a form of soccer or rugby, something that if you looked at it today would basically be the extent of one extended fumble with players trying to kick or hit the ball across the opposing team's goal line.
Okay.
It sounds like a bunch of drunken idiots found a ball and decided, you can't do this.
Okay. Yeah.
Shortly after, colleges, again, were like, oh, it's a good idea. Let's keep doing it. Kidding. I love football.
Sure, all those colleges are like, hey, that's all right. That's not how we get it.
Talking about? Which was stuff?
I didn't go to college. I'm not going to catch any heat for that.
I went to 2 of them, so come at me, brah, whoever. Question number 2. Who is the father of football? Was it A, John Heisman, B, Amos Alonzo Stagg, C, Walter Camp, or D, Teddy Roosevelt?
A. Just kidding. Heisman came later, but I don't know. Not what's his nuts number.
So you got B and C.
One more time.
Amos Alonzo Stagg or Walter Camp?
Camp.
Bingo. Good job.
Where'd you come up with the number B?
I looked up
Letter B.
ChatGPT. I'm not going to.
Oh my God. I was like, is that actually a real person? Okay, go ahead.
Walter Camp in 1876. He was one of the college guys that was also playing in these college games.
It's his hammer.
He actually also created some of the main rules we use today, like the line of scrimmage, snapping the ball from the center to the quarterback, the certain amount of downs, and having a max amount of 11 players on the field.
That's pretty cool.
So thanks to Walter Camp. Thanks, bro. Some of those rules still stand.
Nice.
Now let's hook it, chug it, and throw that pigskin. The football.
Mm-hmm.
Why, A, did they call it a pigskin, and why the shape? Was it A, because it was similar to rugby balls? B, because they wanted to make fun of Hey Arnold?
Oh my God.
Of course, D, because they wanted to be different. Cool.
A.
Yes, sure.
I mean, it very well
We're
could
just not
be
making
B,
these questions hard.
but
I thought Hey Arnold for sure because they called him Football Head back in the day.
yeah, in the 90s.
Well, good.
Or as kids today say, in the 1900s. Sorry,
Murder.
go on.
Similar to rugby balls, the first footballs were actually made from inflated pig bladders, which is why they called them pigskin.
I figured there was an actual pig.
And they were kind of semi-round, but they were hard to inflate, and no two footballs were the same because not all pigs are the same. They were wrapped in cowhide, though pigskin kept the name. It didn't get pointed ends as it does until the early 1900s.
Oh.
So for about 40 years, it was just this rounded kind of rugby ball looking thing. Things that we think of most now during this game is a bit of safety equipment, like helmets and shoulder pads. When did the football helmets and shoulder pads get created? Was it A, shortly after the games began, B, this new generation of wussies, or C, when soldiers came back from World War I?
B?
Nailed it. Weak kids learn how to deal with some concussions. It makes you stronger and forget your name.
Oh my God.
Yes. The first shoulder pads were invented in 1877 by Princeton student L.P. Smock. The pads were made of leather and they were actually sewn into the jerseys. The larger plastic ones we know today weren't actually made until the 1960s. The first helmets came after the shoulder pads. They were created in the 1890s, but the origins of headgear can be traced back to kind of at the start. But what they did is they basically were using earpieces and straps to like keep them from getting their ears banged out. Because if you look at wrestlers, cauliflower ears. In 1893, a Maryland shoemaker created a protective headpiece who was told by a doctor that another hit to the head could be fatal. And the helmet was egg-shaped, made of soft leather, and had ear flaps and light padding. I think we've all seen those old.
Oh, yeah.
It's got like the little. You look like
You're wearing a football on your head.
Yeah. That's the alien movie I'm thinking of with
Conehead.
Coneheads. You look like Conehead. Yeah. But the fun fact is that in 1939, high school football coach John T. Riddle, or Riddell, however you want to name it, introduced the first plastic helmet, and that is the same brand of helmets that they still wear today.
Cool.
So almost 100 years since John, is it Riddle or Riddell? I say Riddle.
I mean, maybe. I don't know how it's spelled, but.
Either way, man, good for you.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, that's really the takeaway. 100 years later, roughly, we're still using the same company.
Okay. So it's a college game. It's fun. When do we make it professional in this huge thing? So when was the first person paid to play football? Was it A, 1892 with William Heffelfinger, B, 1925 with John Heisman, C, 1995, the one and only Tom Brady?
B. Is it B?
In 1892, A.
Oh, really?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why I would have thought it would have been way later. The people were just playing to play at some point.
Right?
Yeah.
It kind of got started getting serious.
Okay.
So in 1892, William the Pudge Heffelfinger.
Honestly, I thought you just ChatGPT'd the hell out of that name, so I apologize to him and his family.
Yeah.
I mean, his descendants.
Will Heffelfinger became the first person to be paid to play football. He paid $500 by the Allegheny Athletic Association to play against the Pittsburgh Athletic Club.
All right.
Keep that in mind. Allegheny Athletic Association.
It's a mouthful.
Yeah, it's got some great history.
Sorry, it's involuntary. So
NFL wasn't founded until 1920 in Canton, Ohio, which adopted the same college rules at first, and then realized we're better than you. Yeah. Okay. Let's do a bit of the past, bit of the new. Which team is the oldest NFL team that stayed in the same location? Is it A, the Green Bay Packers started in 1919, B, the Arizona Cardinals in 1920, or C, the Pittsburgh Steelers?
it's the Steelers, right?
The Green Bay Packers.
I thought it was for sure you guys.
This is the
Look at that.
professional football team in 1919. The Packers have played home games in 8 different stadiums. So they've stayed in the same location, 8 different stadiums.
Dang, I would have thought for sure with you guys.
Over 100 years in the same spot.
That's impressive.
The Cardinals are the oldest franchise, but they were established in Chicago as a Morgan Athletic Club before the 1900s. And then they joined the NFL as the 1940 Chicago Cardinals.
Did not know that.
And then, because you love hearing about them so much, the Pittsburgh Steelers were founded in 1933 by Art Rooney as the Pittsburgh Pirates, which I'll get to, whatever. But I got more fun facts. Boom shakalaka. Well, obviously our players are playing hard. It's a tough game. They got to stay hydrated. What do they get a hold of?
Great.
Yeah.
Water is better. Sorry.
H2O.
Sorry.
Gatorade and football.
Mhm.
Where did that lovely marriage happen? Was it A, 1965, University of Florida, B, 1965, New Orleans Gator Ball, C, 1955, Jacksonville?
Hey. Florida Gators.
Florida Gators. Dr. Robert Cade and his research team created it to help the players perform in the heat. It was first tested at a scrimmage in 1965 during a game against Louisiana State, and they went on to win the game. Here's the fun stuff, too. It was originally called Gatorade because of
The Gators.
the Florida Gators. Cade thought the name wasn't going to work well, and this company, Stokely Van Camp, which is a massive beverage company, i.e. also PepsiCo, who bought this stuff, considered rebranding it. Any questions as to what they would rebrand the Gatorade name as? Quench.
Oh.
Or Rebound was the other one.
Quench.
Could have been called Quench or Rebound. However, people already knew the name Gatorade and they were not going to change their ways. And so they continued and they bought it for 29 cents a quart. Good deal, huh?
Yeah, Jesus.
So there's other things other than touchdowns, which obviously a touchdown meant you were putting the ball down in the end zone. What are other ways you can score in football?
Field goals.
The football field goal. When was that a thing? Was it A, 1883, B, 1915, or C, 1999? Is that a song?
B? I don't freaking know. This is
1883.
This is all blowing my mind because the 18 anything is kind of tripping me out.
So the first game obviously was 1869, right? It wasn't shortly after. They were a part of football in 1883 when the scoring system was created and field goals were worth 5 points at the time.
God, my fantasy team could use that.
So say everyone in their fantasy team's like, wait a minute.
God, can you do that again?
In 1883, field goals were 5 points at a time. At the time, touchdowns and conversions were only worth 4 points.
I see what they did there.
In 1904, the value of a field goal was reduced to 4 points. And in 1909, it was further reduced to the standard of 3 points. This is what makes me feel like there was one kid on the field that was like just crushing it. And everyone's like, fuck Brian over there. He shouldn't get all these. You got to go through all those guys to score. That should be more points. Brian and his little foot need to just like chill out.
Brian and his foot.
I don't know. The first use of goalpost was actually in the early 1800s. The NFL moved the goalpost from the goal line to the end line in 1974.
Okay.
So, which is really weird for me to think about. In 1974, which is not
that long ago, really.
Long ago.
Yeah.
The goalpost was not at the end. It was actually at the goal line.
Huh. Oh. People,
did they clip it?
I was going to say, were people running into it to do a touchdown?
I want to go back and watch it. Yeah. More field goal facts, just because we're on that. Longest field goal. Any guesses on who hit the
Justin Tucker.
Yes, Justin Tucker of the Baltimore Ravens. How far was it?
Has it 65? 55? 68?
66
I
yards.
don't remember, yeah. I knew it was far, but...
Before that was Tom Dempsey. Now, I'm going to bring up Tom Dempsey. He did a 63-yard field goal, and he held that record for 43 years. But the best part is, you know the fact about Tom Dempsey?
He has no feet. I have no
He had half a foot. He had a club foot. There was a guy's name to shoot.
Kind of being a dick.
Here's a graphic. I'm not going to let her do it. There's a pink graphic everywhere.
Okay.
Every time you point that finger, I'm going to put the... He had no foot. He had a foot, but he had no toes. So it was a square, steep shoe that he kicked. He held that record for 43 years. Since 1960, though, there have been 7 attempts at a 70-yard field goal or longer, and the most recent attempt was Brian McManus of the Denver Broncos in 2021. But nothing. The more you know. But you know what? We have a bonus round of just facts.
Those are just Steeler facts. It's a valid question.
That is a valid question. No.
Question mark. Go on.
The first Super Bowl tickets cost, it was in 1967 was the first Super Bowl. Any question as to how much the tickets cost?
$30.
$12. They were priced between $6 and $12, adjusted for inflation. That's about $100 today. I wish. Compare that to today's prices, face value, blah, blah, blah. $7,000.
It's impressive.
The huddle was invented by a deaf player. The huddle, right? Huddle. In the 1890s, a deaf quarterback at Gallaudet University, his name was Paul Hubbard. He invented the huddle to prevent other teams from reading his hand signals.
That's
the
brilliant.
practice quickly spread is now a core part of football
I
strategy.
mean, you also still see people. I mean, I was also thinking like baseball, but like the hand signals and things like that. But that makes complete sense.
So every time you see them huddle, it's because this deaf player, Paul, was like, hey, man, everyone's seeing my signs.
That's really cool.
The Lombardi Trophy takes about 4 months to make. The Lombardi Trophy, which is given to the Super Bowl champion. It's handcrafted by Tiffany & Company.
I did know that.
And takes around 4 months to create. It's made of sterling silver, stands about 22 inches tall, and weighs 7 pounds. Thanks, Tiffany.
Like a newborn baby.
Shortest NFL player was 5'1".
Okay.
Jack Soapy Shapiro,
Was he a running back?
who played for Staten Island Stapletons in 1921, was the shortest player at 5'1". Despite his height, he managed to compete just as well as everyone.
What position?
I don't know.
Running back. I'm just putting my money there.
Oh, for sure.
Little bullets. Just gone.
Here's another weird fact I did not know. College games have larger footballs than the NFL.
Did not know that.
The footballs used in college games are slightly bigger than those in the NFL. They have a circumference of about 20.75 inches, while the NFL balls are about 21 inches around. Very small amount, but yes.
Huh.
I don't know if that's the NFL when they said, we'll make our own rules. Thank you.
Yeah.
Or if it was, I don't know, just a minor change. And the longest football game set to record lasted how long?
5 hours? I don't know. 4 hours?
7 hours and 8 minutes.
How?
I don't know. They're your team. You tell me.
7
In
hours?
2013, a game between the Baltimore Ravens and the Chicago Bears lasted a record-setting 7 hours and 8 minutes due to multiple delays caused by severe weather.
Okay, because I was going to say there are no OTs. That is a trick freaking question.
Maybe.
You know how you want to know how drunk people were at that game?
Oh, gosh.
Schmammered.
Yeah. You could have gone out of your blackout and been like, we're in the second quarter. And then gone into it.
Okay, so that's a trick question.
Yeah, they had to endure rain, high winds, and even a tornado warning.
Oh, fun.
But nothing will stop us from playing football. Hug it, chuck it. Last but not least, because I know you love him so much, I have more Steelers facts.
Oh, look at the time. You want to finish this out by yourself? Okay, fine.
Lucky for Alex, due to our daughter waking up, this episode was cut short. Stay tuned for the next one. Thanks.